Wait first, Malawi, are you hearing this one? Because today, 22 October, Bon Kalindo just made the kind of noise that even the State House can't ignore. I'm telling you, the man has dropped some heavy bombs, and not the musical kind. This is the kind that shakes ministers, makes immigration officers sip tea faster, and makes ordinary Malawians say, Eish, zintu zaku vutadi. Welcome back to Global Pulse News, your favorite channel where we mix truth with spice, news with energy, and a touch of that Malawian, let's talk vibe. So today, we dive into Bon Kalindo's latest Waulura So Easy, his big revelation that's making headlines and heartbeats race. Let's break it down into 5 hot facts, each one juicier than the last. So fasten your seatbelts, because this one, is pure Malawian drama with global flavor. So first things first, who is this man shaking the table like thunder in a plastic chair? Bon Kalindo is not just a name, he's an energy, a full-on vibe. Former member of parliament, activist, entertainer, sometimes comedian, but always loud when it matters. You know that one person in every village who says what everyone else is thinking? That's Bon for you. Fearless, unpredictable, and always ready to Waulura what others hide behind Big English. Now, why is 22 October special? Because, my friend, this was not a random Monday. Kalindo picked the day like a sniper, choosing a perfect shot. He came out publicly with a message that made the corridors of power shake. Think of it as that one thunder before the rainstorm. Everyone stops and listens. His speech was fiery, his tone unapologetic, and his mission clear, to speak for the people being choked by a system that sometimes forgets their names. But if you thought that was just talk, chimoji chokaichi. Wait for fact 2, where he actually spills the pot of enzima right on the government table. Malawians! This is where things start burning hotter than a charcoal brazier in December. Bon Kalindo didn't just talk, he Waulura So Easy, exposed deep issues loud and clear. He accused certain government departments, especially immigration, of corruption, slow service, and mismanagement, which is frustrating Malawians both at home and abroad. He spoke about people struggling with passports, delays, and those who get their documents faster only after some secret handshake. You know the game, right? Kalindo said, enough is enough, and called out the system for treating ordinary Malawians like they are guests in their own country. He spoke like a man tired of polite silence, and trust me, his delivery, fire. He said things that some politicians whisper only in dark rooms, and the crowd, they went wild, cheering, recording, posting TikToks faster than the rumor could spread. And if you thought that was just vibes, fact 3 will show you that Bon didn't throw punches in the air, he named names and shook chairs. Now here's where Kalindo really brought the drama to town. He didn't speak in riddles, no, the man went full gospel choir, naming departments and officials like he was reading out the national exam results. The immigration department was front and center. He pointed fingers at some officers he accused of corruption, favoritism, and sleeping on duty while Malawians suffer. He even hinted at powerful figures inside the system, suggesting that some of the chaos is protected by big names. That's like walking into the lion's den wearing a meat jacket, my friend. But that's Kalindo, fearless, loud, and ready to bite. What made this part powerful was his confidence. You could see he wasn't scared of backlash. Let them come, he said. I'm speaking for those whose voices are drowned in bureaucracy. Boom! Just like that, he turned frustration into fire. But my people, words like that don't just float away. Fact 4, the consequences. That's where it gets even more interesting.
After that speech, the silence in the corridors of power could be heard all the way to Mchinji. Some officials went quiet, like students after being caught without homework. But the public? Oh, they stood up. Social media lit up like a Christmas tree. Some people called Kalindo a hero. Others said, this guy just wants attention. But deep down, everyone was watching. Government spokespeople gave diplomatic replies, the kind that say something without saying anything. We will review the allegations. We remain committed to service delivery. You know that tone, right? Classic damage control. But here's the kicker. Kalindo's speech sparked conversations that can't be easily silenced. People started talking about reforms, accountability, and justice. WhatsApp groups were buzzing, market women were gossiping, and even the taxi drivers had opinions. When ordinary Malawians start analyzing policy between customers, that's when you know the fire has caught. Comma fact 5, my friends, is where the story flips. Because reactions didn't just stay in Malawi, they went international. Fact 5, and you'd better hold your seatbelt tight. After Bone's fiery revelation, the diaspora jumped in like soldiers called to battle. Malawians in South Africa, the UK, and the US all had something to say. Finally, someone brave enough, they tweeted, Bon is saying what we all feel. Social media platforms turned into political stadiums with hashtags flying like confetti. Some praised him for being the voice of truth. Others warned him to be careful, reminding him of what happens to loud voices in politics. But Kalindo didn't flinch. The man smiled and said, I fear no one except God. Even comedians joined the fun, remixing his speech into TikTok trends. But behind the laughter was a serious truth. Malawi is hungry for honest leadership, and Bon Kalindo, whether you love him or not, has reminded everyone that speaking up is still a superpower. Now that we've covered all 5 facts, let's land this plane with some real talk. So there you have it, Bon Kalindo, October 22nd, and a speech that's already echoing through every political corner of Malawi. Whether you call him a hero or a troublemaker, one thing is clear. He's fearless, and he's forcing the system to look at itself in the mirror. Here's the lesson, my people. Truth doesn't need a title. It just needs a voice. And sometimes that voice is raw, loud, and a little messy, but powerful enough to move the nation. If you like this breakdown, do the right thing. Subscribe to Global Pulse News, hit that bell so you don't miss our next bold story, and share this video before the next political bombshell drops. And remember, we don't just report news, we energize it.